Well, just 3 wins from the last dozen matches across 4 competitions has seen Yokohama F Marinos stumble in League and Cup over the past few months, and from a position of power in the J-League, Kevin Muscat's team now find themselves playing catch-up in the race for the title. Today, they face a Kashima Antlers side that have their own designs on championship success. Welcome along to Kashima Soccer Stadium for Kashima Antlers versus Yokohama F Marinos, a game in which the visitors will be aiming to close the gap on league leaders Vissel Kobe to 2 points with just 6 games remaining. While as far as the hosts are concerned, if they are to mount their own title challenge, you feel it is a fixture they must win today. 9 points off the pace in the J-League. Daiki Iwamasa's team sit atop the 6-match form table and have rediscovered their confidence in recent months after a poor start to the campaign, which saw them lose 7 of their first 12 fixtures in all competitions. A reverse in the quarter-final of the League Cup earlier this month means in time-honoured fashion that they can now focus on the league, and with just 1 defeat in their last 9 games in the Japanese top division, they will fancy their chances of defeating the current second-place J-League club. As for the visitors, they did manage to make it through to the semi-finals of the League Cup. A 5-3 aggregate victory over Consadole Sapporo earned them a last 4 spot, which will take place in October when they will take on Urawa Reds. And with the Asian Champions League group stages just underway, their fixture list is as busy as ever as we move into the mid-part of the autumn schedule.
健全なサッカー環境を実現させましょう。そしてサッカーができる喜びとそれを与えてくれているすべての人や物に感謝をし、全力でプレーする姿を通してサッカーの素晴らしさを多くの人に伝えてください。JFA フェアプレーデーを皆様の記憶に残るイベントにするためにご協力をお願いいたします。これより選手を代表して鹿島アントラーズ鈴木優馬選手、横浜 F マリノス松原健選手がリスペクト宣言を行います。
私たちは人種、性別、出自、宗教、性的指向、その他のいかなる理由による差別も認めません。また SNS でのなりすます等による誹謗中傷や偏見、差別も決してあってはなりません。私たちはサッカーの力でサッカー界から、そしてこの社会から差別をなくすことができると信じます。皆様も私たちと共に差別と戦ってくださるようお願いいたします。
サッカー、そしてスポーツに暴力も暴言もいりません。暴力、暴言をしない、させない、許さないことを誓います。私たち一人一人が持つリスペクトする力、大切に思う心で、これからも誰もが愛することのできる J リーグを、そして差別、暴力のない世界をみんなの力で作り、守っていきましょう。
以上、リスペクト宣言でした。
Well, this is very much the game of the weekend, and the pressure for both to play on the front foot is pressing, giving Vissel Kobe's narrow win over Cerezo Osaka yesterday, a victory that gives the current league leaders a little breathing space at the summit of the standings. And this is a fixture that is usually all or nothing. We haven't witnessed a league draw in meetings between the two clubs for 7 years, since a 2-2 affair in Yokohama back in August of 2016, while the last time that they shared the spoils here was back in 2009. I expect plenty of action today in a game that both clubs are seeking to win. Let's check on today's teams for you. Kashima Antlers make 2 alterations to the side that defeated Cerezo Osaka last time out. Hayato Nakama is free from a ban, so returns. Gaiku Shibasaki is also recalled. Diego Patuca is suspended. Yuta Matsumura misses out. It's 4-4-2 for the host, with Yuma Suzuki and Yuki Kakita teaming up in attack. Suzuki can boast 4 goals against Marinos in his career, including in the reverse fixture on match day 5 of the 2023 term. Our referee is Futoshi Nakamura. The 44-year-old officially standing in this fixture for the first time. Antlers have won only 5 of the previous 14 matches, when he's been the man in the middle. On VAR duty for us, Yoshiro Imamura. Well, Aitaro Sonoda returned in the Asian Champions League fixture in midweek for Marinos after previously struggling with a metatarsal injury. He starts the domestic league fixture for the first time since April. In 3 other alterations from Marinos' last league game, Jan Mateus, Ken Matsubara and Kota Watanabe all come in up front. Anderson will be aiming to add to his 17 league goals so far this term as Marinos look to get back on track following that 1-1 home draw in the league with Sagan Tosu last time out. Kevin Muscat has suggested that his team have to maintain belief as the title running looms into view. This is very much the business end of the campaign. Daiki Iwamasa is a title winner in his playing days with Kashima Antlers. It would be something special if he could lead his team to success in the J-League this term. So here we go. Kevin Muscat knows that this is a big game. His side have to try and pick up the full 3 points here. They're still going in 3 competitions. Marinos' season is far from over, but their league form is a real concern. A win here would be huge, likewise for the hosts. Underway for this massive game in the J-League. Kashima Antlers against Yokohama F Marinos. Vissel Kobe winning yesterday. Marinos hoping to inch a little closer. They were leading the league for such a long time, but their form has dropped. Can they pick it up here against the side that do top the 6-match form tables at the moment? They have been the team to beat over the course of the last few months of the season. Of course, Yokohama F Marinos involved in Asian Champions League fixtures in midweek. Match day 1 of the group stages that stretches out and through until December. They did not get off to a particularly good start in their bid for continental glory. They were beaten 4-2 at home by the Korean side Incheon United in midweek, although with the Chinese Super League team Shandong Taishan and Kaya from the Philippines also in their group, they are still expected to qualify for the knockout stages, which do not take place until the next calendar year. Should they claim success in the J-League, they will be guaranteed a place in the next edition of the Asian Champions League. Kashima Antlers, of course, were the first Japanese side to win it back in 2018. The standard bearer in the top division in Japan for a long time. That's a decent looking header. It just flashes wide of the target. Switched the play really well before the ball came into that central area. Yuki Kakita, who's netted 4 times so far this season, most recently in the 2-0 home success against Albirex last month. And an early opportunity from the corner. 17 headed goals for Kashima Antlers so far this season, more than any other team in the J-League, and 8 from corners is also a league high. In comes the delivery, and it should have been another. Now Michi Oeda, centre half, who got a really good run on this one and should have buried it from close range. Well, that's a big miss, isn't it? Scored a couple this season, last coming against Consadole Sapporo back in August. Had a spell in European football with Nîmes in France and also with Cercle Brugge in Belgium. Back at the club where he started his career. Japanese international going close to the first goal of the game inside the opening couple of minutes. And it would appear that Kashima Antlers mean business here. Daiki Iwamasa knows that if his side are to bid for the title, they have to get going. They have to start winning every single fixture from here on in. Business end of the campaign very much on. nervy moments for Kevin Muscat's side. They've not been at their fluent best over the course of the last few months, as we know. Beaten by Incheon in midweek. They drew with Sagan Tosu in their previous league game. Did manage to scramble through to the League Cup semi-finals, beating Consadole Sapporo 3-0 at home after losing 3-2 away. But only one win in their last 6 in all competitions, 4 defeats and a draw in that sequence, and only 3 wins in their last 12. They were top of the standings after 5 wins on the spin in the early part of July, but have slipped away. And it's been a nervy start for Yokohama F Marinos. There have been some really good games between the two as well in recent campaigns. The reverse fixture saw Yokohama F Marinos secure a 2-1 success. It was a game that saw Diego Bituki sent off. Received his 2nd red card of the campaign in Antlers' previous game. Fractious occasion which saw all the goals scored in a 9-minute spell midway through the second half. Prior to that, Marinos securing 2 back-to-back victories, both to 0 in the league. The double performed last season courtesy of 2-0 home and 3-0 away successes. That off the back of 6 consecutive victories for Kashima Antlers, including an extraordinary 5-3 win here back in May of 21. So there's usually plenty of goals, plenty of drama when these two sides meet. Kevin Muscat also talked about the fact that his side must start well. Suggested that the conditions would see the game slow down as he wore on. So rather late challenge right in front of the dugouts, and a first caution of the fixture as Nakama goes into the book. Fairly late from the player who's only just got back into the side following a ban. Sabata, the player that goes down, and Nakama is cautioned. Never been sent off in the J-League, but he's got a fair amount of minutes to worry about from here on in. 9 points behind Vissel Kobe, Kashima Antlers at the moment. Kevin Muscat will have been across all the good form that his side take on today. 4th top scorer, 2nd best defence over the course of 2023. They beat Cerezo Osaka last time out after being knocked out of the League Cup in the quarter-finals by Nagoya. Narrow 3-2 aggregate reverse. Unbeaten in 4 in the top division since league defeat to the same side back in mid-August. That's their only defeat in their last 9 in the J-League, and 3 defeats in their last 25 across all competitions in the 90. Involved an extraordinary Empress Cup clash against Ventforet back in July. They were beaten 11-10 on penalties. Knocked out of that competition by lower league opposition as well. Incidentally, earlier this season they lost out to Machido, going out 4-1 in the 3rd round, but still alive in the League Cup, and of course the Asian Champions League as well, which has only just started its group stages, as we mentioned. Plus have got high hopes of retaining the title that they won last year. Gained it by 2 points from Frontale. But they themselves came with a late rattle, only went top of the table in September to steal what was a 2nd title in the last 4 campaigns. Ueda back to the defensive work here as Hayakawa slides in. goals on the books of Yokohama F Marinos as a youth team player. Was at their academy before going to university and eventually turning professional at Antlers. 24, this is his first full season as first choice. 13 clean sheets as well, which is a league high. 8 at home, likewise the most in the Japanese top division. Not happy about the challenges it came in, it would appear. Hayakawa. Matsubara. Anderson to turn and to control. The Brazilian tries to get something going for Yokohama F Marinos and does really well to play it over to the left-hand side. 4 in blue waiting for the delivery. It's a promising run as well here from the visitors. 2 players to get the block in. Nagato again. Albert just come inside. Anderson through the centre. Full-back to get into that advanced position. Got up to good effect over the course of this season. Weighed in with a couple of goals has Katsuya Nagato. Ichimori. Taken down first time. This is Nakama. Will lay it off. Antai. No chances taken as the ball goes out for a corner. Carlos Eduardo with a defensive header. Well, another set piece, another opportunity to put the Marinos defence under a bit of pressure here. We've rattle through the metrics, how good they are from set pieces and corners and headed goals. One big opportunity that was missed by Naomichi Ueda. What can they conjure here from their second corner of the game? The home fans expectant as those in red and black line up inside the penalty area. Outswinger order of the day. It's towards the captain who will nod it back. It's punched away by Ichimori and then forced back in, but we've got a player down inside the penalty area of Kashima Antlers' Persuasion. Referee has halted play here. The header back by Yuma Suzuki, just trying to set a teammate up here, I think, rather than go for goal himself. Certainly seemed to be a case for offside. The flag didn't go up. Maybe just the right side of the rear guard, Nakama. Anderson stretches, doesn't get there. Ueda. Here he is again, the defender. Sekakawa. Back by Carlos Eduardo. Anderson has got options left and right. Here is Jan Mateus. Brazilian forward line hasn't really been clicking recently. Jan Mateus on the right-hand side and Jose Alba on the left with Anderson through the centre. Sano for Segakawa. Already. Antai. Sekigawa again. last 5 at home and 8 of their last 11 across all competitions. Kashima Antlers, last defeat in the League Cup to Nagoya. Been beaten at home in the league since Vissel Kobe came here and won 5-1. Really struggled at the start of the season, didn't win any of their first 4 league games at home. Shibasaki with a shot that's blocked. And there have been fast starters recently. 6 of their last 9 goals at home have come in the first half, and they're beginning to just crank up the pressure a little with the third corner of the fixture here. Higuchi across to take. Comes towards Ueda again. It ricochets around and in. How many touches did it take? Yuma Suzuki is going to claim it, and why not? 13 of the season for him, as Daiki Iwamasa celebrates, as do the home support. Ueda and Suzuki both jumped for this one. The centre half couldn't get there, the skipper did. Seemed to take a deflection on the way, and let's take another look at this. Did it? Just looped over the keeper, Ichimura. Was a couple of yards to his right and didn't spot the flight of the header at all. Curious header, really. I don't think he knew too much about that, you know. He seemed to see it very late. And I think the smile tells you something about what he thinks about it, because there's players jumping in front of him. It's not the most forceful, but it just loops up over Ichimori. Suzuki's goal, the difference 15 minutes in, there's been some good pressure. It's yet another headed goal for Kashima Antlers. Well, every coach, every opposition defence must know exactly what the threat is going to be and how it's going to come. But they don't appear to be able to stop it. 18 headed goals now. Flag has stayed down for now. This is Nakama to keep it in play. Just good running here. Sano. That's one challenge, but not the next. Still has possession. And Nakama's effort is comfortably claimed by Ichimori. But as he tries to get something going quickly for Marinos, they've lost possession immediately. Well, good to see Antlers still applying pressure. They're not sitting back, they're looking for a second immediately. Nelbo will feed it through, but he can't find a teammate. That's about unable to take it on, and Antlers have it again. Hayakawa. Matsubara. Jan Mateus. Haven't settled just yet. Tsunoda to switch play. Albert can't control, and that's disappointing from him. Only missed 1 game so far this season. He's waiting with 7 goals. He missed a game because he was suspended, sent off against Gamba Osaka back in August last season in the title-winning campaign after moving from Bahia. Also had a Espera Cruzeiro, Chiba in Brazil. Best 11 in the J-League last season, but the form has just started to drift away, not just from him. Anderson has maintained his numbers over the summer months, you could argue. Eduardo for Sonoda. It's a free kick against Marinos. Suzuki's just having a wonderful season, 13 now. And having had 2.5 years at St. Troiden in Belgium, where he was something of a success, 26 goals in 69 games in the Jupiler League. Came Came back to Kashima Antlers where he started his career, and he's inching towards 50 for the club that he made his name at. 47 now in 155 games. And he's having a fantastic season. But it'd be interesting to see that goal again, because I don't think he knows too much about it. Almost hits him on the head and just loops into the net. He's unsighted. Quick change of chewing gum already for Kevin. Ueda. Suzuki waits, edge of the penalty area. Cleared away by Sonoda. Carlos Eduardo. Just look at the pressure here from the Kashima Antler players. So many red shirts around the Marinos penalty area. Elba's header, but he's giving it away once again. This is Nakama. Suzuki on the turn. Difficult opportunity from that sort of distance as the ball came towards him, but gets the shot away nonetheless. Attempts at goal this season, it's just over 9 per game. He ranks only 14th in the J-League. Shot on target percentage is one of the highest in the J-League. They don't create lots and lots of chances, or certainly in the early part of the season they struggle. Their metrics have swung upwards since July. Jan Mateus denied. There's just a bit more energy and purpose about Kashima Antlers at the moment. Namtihi. Korea making just his 3rd start of the campaign. A clean sheet in their last fixture after 3 without. Only managed 2 in their last 7. It does give Marinos some sort of hope here that they're going to breach the Antlers back line, but we've seen little from the likes of Anderson and Elba and Mateus so far. All the good attacking players been at the other end, and here come Antlers once again. Shibasaki will play back. This is Nagama. Sekigawa. Long pump forward for Kakita to chase. Well, he was a little slow in reacting, expected the flag to go up. Eight-time J-League winners, Kashima Antlers, the last of which was back in 2016. Their form is usually always good. Here is Anderson. Only once in their history have they finished lower than 7th in the J-League. If they're finishing higher than Kashima Antlers, they're always towards the top. First title success in 7 years, might be a little beyond them this season, although you never know. 9 points behind Vissel Kobe. This is their game in hand. If they can keep this form up, would not completely put it beyond them to steal the championship late on. Still have to play Vissel Kobe away. That's going to be a huge game if they have got any ambition on winning the J-League. Let's come again. Awkward looking clearance. This is Suzuki on the volley and gets that one horribly wrong. And Marinos will clear. Jan Mateus to control. Anderson wants it infield. Here he is. He's got Elber to his left. It's still Anderson coming forward. Might fall here for Elber. It does! Whistle has gone anyway here, I think. And a card to Hirosa for that challenge. Really good stop from Hayakawa, incidentally. There's the challenge that earns the caution. What are the protests based on here? Do we believe the flag should have gone up? Doesn't matter anyway. It's not his decision. Ikuti Hirosa goes into the book. It's a second chance, isn't it, really, for Marinos here? I tend to think that the fact that it fell to Elber and got the shot away and Hayakawa made the save, surely that should have been that, but it's not. What would have happened if he'd have put the ball in the back of the net? Would he have pulled it back for the free kick there? I doubt it. Carlos Eduardo is lining this one up potentially. Nemti also standing over it. A few options for Yokohama F Marinos. Only scored once from a direct free kick so far this season. Eduardo looks the favourite potentially here. It is Carlos Eduardo. Well, there was a player kneeling down behind the wall. Not quite sure if Eduardo has struck the player who was designated to be the draft excluder, or indeed somebody else. It's Ueda that's gone down. And now back up on his feet. Missed that chance very early on. 25 minutes in. Antlers lead Marinos by a goal to 0. Suzuki's looping header the difference, but maybe just some signs here that Marinos are about to come to the party. Have scored in their last 4 in all competitions and in 7 of their last 8 games, so usually good for a goal. 50 so far this season. They're the top scorers in the J-League. So at the other end, they've been a little leaky. They've conceded 33, which is the 8th best, and for a side going for the title, that's always a concern. Haven't been able to dominate as they usually have done this season. Their average possession stats just shy of 57%. It ranks 3rd in the J-League, but they haven't had as much of the ball as the Antlers have had so far. Hirosa. Nakama. And Zai, just to get to the byline, claims handball, too busy appealing to react. Here he is again. Shibasaki. Ueda. But also on the right-hand side, calling for it was Higuchi. Back towards Hayakawa. 18th time this season that they have taken the lead in a J-League fixture. Kashima Antlers, they've won 12 of the previous 17. Using his pace and his strength, but illegally. It's not necessarily a team that you can bank on from this sort of position, although those 3 draws and 2 defeats were earlier on this campaign. last defeat when leading was against Sanfrecce Hiroshima back in April of this year. They were a goal to the good before losing 2-1. Shaken off that poor early season form. Likewise, Manos' ability to come from behind to win has slipped recently. Last time they managed it was against Kashima Reysol. In a 4-3 home success, they were 1 up but then 3-2 down back in June. Recall MEIJI's late winner, giving them a 4-3 win. This time they came from behind to secure success when they conceded the first goal was against Sagan Tosu back in May. So big team talk coming up here for Kevin Muscat. Talked about maintaining belief. Don't think we've really seen that in the play from the side in blue so far today. Kashima Antlers have been the better team and deservedly lead by a goal to nil. Hayakawa. Come in fields. Eduardo lets it bounce through to Ichimori. Matsubara. Forward by Sonoda. Flipped away by Shibasaki. Anzai jumps, loses out. This is Elber, looks for Anderson. Mateus is shoved over. Looked like a free kick. It's gone the other way. It's not been this game so far. Not sure why it's gone that direction, or is he claiming it wasn't a foul and therefore it was handball? I think that's the call. Player in his day, Japanese international, part of the Asian Cup winning squad back in 2011, and a Kashima Antlers player for a long time, 290 league appearances and a title winner on 3 occasions. Was assistant to Renny Weiler and then promoted to first team coach after Weiler left. But this is first full season after coming in mid-part of last year, after being under pressure earlier this term. They really blossomed under his stewardship. This is Jan Mateus with a run. Looked to try and flick it inside towards either Anderson or Elbert, but couldn't find any. More of the play in that Antlers half at the minute. Elbert up against Higuchi. Still Elbert. Still 3-way in and around the penalty area. Eduardo. Oh, he's done the hard work of the crosses, Paul. Nagato doing well. Mateus, Watanabe, Yamane, Nagato, Elbert waits, Anderson waits as well, Yamane, still probing away, looking for a way in. Matsubara will play it back. Here he is again, now it's with Jan Mateus, Matsubara, Jan Mateus. Two-way, good running off the ball here. I think it had just gone. Matsubara, I think, has got a bit lucky there. Anderson, Lopez claims the corner and gets it. I thought the ball had just crossed the line before it was cut back to the Brazilian. And the game has moved on. That won't be checked if this ends up being a goal. Bit of controversy potentially on its way. Got to score first, though. Matthäus to take the corner. Takes it short to Watanabe. Matthäus to curl back in! Anderson, Lopez, who else for 1-1? But if you pull this one back to the incident that led to the corner, I'm not 100% certain that the flag kick should have been awarded. But Marinos are back on terms here. Looked like he was onside as well here. Anderson, Lopez, he checks and looks towards the assistant. Sticks out a left boot. Presuming it's him that gets the final touch and not the defender, it is. Gets in front of the centre half. That's what he's been doing all season long. And just like Antlers have relied on their main man to score, so have Marinos here. An 18th of the season, and that is massive for Kevin Muscat's team. But it is tight. It looked on to me. We get another glance at this. Yoshiro Imamura is on VAR duty for us. Here we go again. Keep your eye on Anderson. There we go. Well, I think he's on by quite some way. Pace has been confirmed. We've restarted. The smiles from Daiki. Now, Marcel, we saw earlier, Kevin Muscat rarely smiles. Anyone who watched him play will know what a tough competitor he was. Seems to be a little calmer as a coach. Be a game where goals are on the agenda. Given what's at stake, they really have to both go for this victory. A draw not really good enough for either, and certainly from an Antlers point of view. Points behind, with games being chalked off the schedule. By Sonoda, he's looked a little steadier in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so. This is Anzai. Hayakawa. Sabala towards Carlos Eduardo. Nagato. Eduardo again. Sonoda a little deeper. This is Yamane. Matsubara. Matthäus right-hand side. Yamane again. His influence just growing a little bit here. Carlos Eduardo. Elbow with a delicate touch. Nagato first time in towards Anderson. And it's Anzai who nearly loses out. Sagikawa helps with a clearance. There is Kakita and does well. Gone against the striker, claiming that he put a shoulder and an elbow in a little too violently. Top of the shirt as well, as Sonoda goes down. Namtahi to take. Anderson the obvious target. And Matthäus and Elber are both the edge of the penalty area as well. Drilled towards the far post and it's flicked away, claiming handball. Well, this one will be looked at. Carlos Eduardo is absolutely certain, but he would be. Has the whistle gone for some pushing and shoving prior to that? We've got a bit of pushing here. Suzuki involved. Let's have another look. Here comes the delivery. Arms go up. Well, it does hit the hand of Ferosi, doesn't it? And the arm is away from his body. Check is ongoing. And suddenly, Satoshi Nakamura halts his march towards the halfway line. Oh, when you look at it like that, I think this is a penalty, isn't it? I don't see how this one cannot be given. But the officials do. Well, if your arms are out and you've got an attacking player a foot away from getting on the end of a cross, well, I think Marinos are unlucky not to get the spot kick there. Letter of the law and all that. If you're talking the spirit of the game, there's no way he means to handle it. Anderson looking to steal him round the back. They've given a modern interpretation of the rules. I would have thought that would have been a penalty. If you dial it back to what the rule is designed for, then it probably isn't. Nagama for Suzuki. His fast feet don't really get him anywhere, and then rather frustrated kick out. Should see him cautioned. Just a bit frustrated. He's putting himself about a bit here, the Antlers captain. That wasn't quite good enough. And that certainly isn't. Dominated the opening 25 minutes or so, even more. It's Marinos that have had more of the ball, 52% at the moment. They have had 10 attempts at goal, 5 on target, so there's no doubt that Jimori has been busier than Tomoki Hayakawa. But you do sense a bit of a momentum shift here with Marinos and that goal. Necessarily won't want half-time to come. Better side the last 10 minutes deservedly on terms. Sonoda. Henderson to chest it down and then loses out. One back initially by Shibasaki. Sano. Hirosa in behind, Higuchi calling for it. Now it's with Hirosa. Again, Sano quite making the progress down the flanks that they were in the opening quarter of an hour. Sekikawa is ignored. Here is Hayakawa. Ueda. Spot of possession, but all inside their own half at the moment. Expected goal tally this season, incidentally, heading into the weekend for Kashima Antlers, 30.7. It's the lowest figure in the league. Incredible, given the fact that they are on the fringes of the title race. They scored 38. I mentioned the fact that they've got the second best defensive record, but their expected goals against would suggest that they should not have. 31.1. They've conceded 24. Suzuki in the walls again. Still the discussion between referee and captain goes on. Teammates try and calm him down just a little. He's just been booked. almost a cautionable offence the way that he's wearing his shorts this afternoon. Might be the new style. Hayakawa. Hirosa. But on the move, it's fed back towards Hayakawa again. Suzuki. Towards Nagama. Kakita looking to get on the end of it. Good pressure. And then a free kick one. Well, it's another yellow card. 3 cautions in the fixture. This is coming towards a significant number, certainly for the J-League. He's nowhere near the ball, but it's not the most violent of challenges, but Nagata goes into the book nonetheless. Side from Kashima Antlers. Appearances for the team that he faces today. Two minutes of added on time at the end of the 45. Feels about right. We've not really had that many stoppages. Here comes the free kick. I mean, where it was round the back, we've seen him on a number of occasions get into some really good positions. Doesn't get any sort of contact on that. It's flicked away from him. Eduardo, no doubt, will still be thinking about the penalty that his side should have had if the ball had not been diverted away from him. He was only 2 yards out. Segikawa up from the back, Ueda as well. Suzuki, the 3 players to the right. And his delivery from this corner is about to be swung in. Flat trajectory, doesn't beat the first man. That's disappointing. And given the quality of the corners over the course of the season, even more so. Higuchi will try with a throw this time, maybe. He's going to leave it. Kokianzai. Higuchi. That's better delivery. Suzuki lurking. Here he is from Namama's ball. Elbe. Loses out to Hirose. Higuchi. It's all a bit of a scramble and a scrap in that middle third as seconds tick away. Nagama again. Suzuki, Nagama. Higuchi more advanced than all the strikers at the moment, but it's going to go backwards and sideways rather than forwards, and that might just be about it here. That is the half. Anderson's equaliser from close range, giving Marinos a 1-1 scoreline at the break after Suzuki's looping header, which I don't think he knew too much about, gave Antlers the advantage. Marinos maybe should have had a penalty, wasn't awarded. Ueda had a good chance, headed over very early on. Haven't really seen the best of the likes of Albert and Jan Mateus over the course of this first 45 minutes, but Marinos are still very much in this the break. This is going to be a huge 45 minutes, the second half, for both Antlers and Marinos here when we resume. And although Antlers had the better of the first half for the opening half an hour or so, Marinos deservedly back on terms. At the break, Kashima Antlers 1, Yokohama Marinos 1. Welcome back to the Kashima Soccer Stadium. Home team are out, just waiting for Yokohama F Marinos players to emerge from the dressing room at the moment. Kashima Antlers, incidentally, top the first half table. If games were ended after 45 minutes, they would be 3 points clear, which does suggest that their play drops off just a little after the restart. Marinos will be hoping that is the case, and no doubt that the visitors were the better side in the last 10-15 minutes of the first period. Antlers, though, did have opportunities before they opened the scoring through their captain, Yuma Suzuki. Well, Marinos' main man, Anderson, managed to level before the half was out, 1-1. And a difficult one to call. The away fans will be hoping that their team can get back on track and claw a little closer to Vissel Kobe in the race for the J-League title. Underway for the second half then here. Kashima Antlers 1, Yokohama F Marinos 1. Keenly contested opening 45. Momentum certainly swung towards the visitors over the course of the half. What we will see in this second period, well, difficult game to call. Antlers have got the form. They have been the team recently. Top the 6-match and 4-match form tables heading into this one. Marinos' numbers have dropped. And the fact that they've just started their Asian Champions League group stage schedule means that they've got an awful lot of games to play between now and the end of the J-League season. They are 4 points behind Vissel Kobe at the moment. This is their game in hand, as it is Kashima Antlers, who find themselves 9 points behind the league leader. So it is huge for both to try and win this fixture. A draw not quite good enough. Nagato tries to curl in. Anderson was waiting, is cleared away. Back by Sonoda, who did seem a little ring rusty in the opening 15 minutes or so. He was caught out on a number of occasions. It's his first league start since April. He did start the game in the Asian Champions League against Incheon United in midweek. Has made a couple of appearances since April, but that foot injury that's kept him out, obviously not 100%, but now fully fit, but maybe just a slight question mark to his match fitness. This slot bouncing up and down, making the noise. We'll be hoping that he's watertight over the course of this second half. 1-1. And a big half of football for Daiki Iwamasa's side, and indeed Kevin Muscat's team. Here is Koke Anzai. Yuma Suzuki. Just got a bit of a nudge into the ankle there, into the heel. Already on a booking, 3 yellow cards in the first 45. They've just threatened on the odd occasion to boil over. Ueda. Kakita makes the run. Is he quick enough to keep this one in play? Well, the assistant has raised the flag anyway. It's a good foil for Suzuki. They play well as a two, Suzuki and Kakita. Kakita doesn't score as many goals as Suzuki, but leads the line well. It's a hard runner for so far this season. Suzuki's had a brilliant campaign. 12 goals, the top goal scorer, 5 assists as well. We've not seen that much of Higuchi, who's got 10 assists so far this season. Keep your eye on Yuta Higuchi, the number 14 for Kashima Antlers in this second half. His creativity to the fore if they are to pick up the win potentially. Back on Marinos. Not for long. Nakama helps win it back. Nagato. Albert makes the run short. Cleared away by MEIJI Ueda. Yamane. Namtihi. Korean who started his professional football in France with Valenciennes. Played in the Qatari Stars League for a long time with Al Dahail. So had a spell at Al Sadd before moving to the J-League. Dropped out of favour with the Korean national side recently, his last cap 18 months ago. Here is Anderson. Yamane has made the run. Anderson shrugs off one challenge. Spins back again here. Yamane to twist and turn, and still Marinos looking for a way through. Terrific stop. Anderson on the follow-up scores. It popped up perfectly for the Brazilian. Doesn't need a second invitation to ram home his second of the game. And it's the visiting fans now that you can hear around the Kashima Soccer Stadium. Anderson at the double. And his Marinos title challenge back on track here. Tamuki Hayakawa makes a really good stop initially. But real persistence here from Marinos. As the first shot comes in, it's brilliantly saved. Jan Mateus' effort. Could the keeper have done a little more here? I don't think so. He's got to make the save. It pops up invitingly for the big Brazilian. Well, there is a check because of a possible offside. I'm wondering where that might have been. First look at the goal, didn't appear to be anything wrong, but we wait. Once again, Yoshiro Imamura called into action in the booth. They expect, and it's been given, and he knows how big it is. Didn't seem anything wrong with it. It might have been something earlier on, but when Jan Mateus stepped back inside, he was certainly on. I guess it was only an occasion. Maybe the thought that Anderson was coming back from an offside position, but he never felt that way. Well, 19 now for Anderson Lopez. And he draws level with Yuya Osako, the Vissel Kobe winger. Top of the goal-scoring charts. Now, there might be more here for him. Awkward challenge from Matsubara. Worst possible time to concede, really, isn't it? Shortly into the second half, the instructions have been given to players, given the game stayed at the break of 1-1, and now they have to move to plan B without those tactics ringing in their ears. Sure, there would have been a contingency should they go behind, and that's exactly what's happened. Carlos Eduardo penalised, some defensive work to do here for Yokohama F Marinos. Only one clean sheet in their last 8 in all competitions. The last 3 J-League games, the last coming against FC Tokyo last month. Dry period for Kevin Muscat's team. Foot back towards the centre half, but on this occasion Sekigawa can't get to it. Nagato under pressure. Hirose. Kakita inside the penalty area. Here is Suzuki, who's in danger of losing the captain's armband here, quite literally. Elbert. Namtehi. Jan Mateus. Suddenly all parts of this attacking lineup are working well. Masabara wide. A lot of space to work with there. certainly an attempt at goal, even if it was wide. You just wonder if he has that chance again. Does he try and cut it back? A couple of goals this season for Ken Matsubara, the last coming against Shonan Bellmare in a 4-1 home success. I guess he's got every right to go for this. It was well struck. He was slipping, though, on contact for a few meters wide, but there were players inside the penalty area. Jan Mathias up against Kokianzai. Yamane. Nam. Matsubara. Watanabe, much better from Marinos here since they've taken the lead. This is the sort of play that we were enjoying earlier this season. Elbe. Yamane. Cleared away by Ueda. Matsubara loses the 50-50. Yamane doesn't. Carlos Eduardo. Elbe. Marinos came into this game lacking a bit of confidence. They've found something here, and suddenly Antlers are the side that look a little nervous. Haven't reacted to going 2-1 down. Forward by Sonoda. Here he is again. Eduardo. Sonoba. Back for Ichimori. Eduardo for Nagato. Jose Albert in a bit of trouble, loses possession, but the challenge was a little too forceful from Rikute Orose, who is on a yellow card. Goal did come against Marinos. Artakeki's coming on, as is Shoma. Shomadoi has weighed in with some big goals this season. Scored 2 in 2 minutes against Gamba Osaka late on in a 4-0 win. Nakama and Kakita, the players to come off. Kakita's worked hard. It will be Arto who'll play in an advanced position, you would have thought, with Shomadoi further back. Jose Albert. Namteki. Watanabe. Watanabe again from Matsubara's ball. Nam. Watanabe, Namtehi. 4 in blue inside the penalty area here. And a twist and turn, but he can't get the cross in. Watanabe again. This is Yamane. Eduardo. Marinos dominating possession now. Ichimori under pressure from Suzuki. Carlos Eduardo. Flipped on by Jose Albert. Anderson, Jose Albert, Jan Mathias right-hand side. The 3 Brazilians combined. Plenty of blue shirts forward. Jan Mathias with a strike. I think he hits his own player. But suddenly, Marinos look much more dynamic than they were in the first half, that's for sure. They are the team playing with their heads up on the front foot, looking for the forward pass. Namtehi again. This is Nagato to pull it back. It was aimed towards Jose Albert. Clearance for Suzuki. Off balance, could only find touch, and that's a throw-in for Marinos. Approaching the hour. What changes might he make? Daiki Amamasa just brought 2 players on. Haven't seen anything of Shomadoi Arta Keiki just yet. He's got to get on the ball a bit more. This is Anderson. Sekakawa. Higuchi. Again, the referee letting play go on. Namtehi. Suzuki. Zato, who is a bit of a journeyman in Brazil, but did make the odd appearance for Cruzeiro, so played in Egypt and Saudi. Yamateus up against Anzai. Namtahi might get a second goal. Just a little slow to react as he was on the deck. It would have been a spectacular goal. Shomadoi. Higuchi to turn. 3 far posts here. Carlos Eduardo away. Just a little better from Kashima Antlers. Yuma Suzuki towards Ato. He caught his compatriot there. Eduardo is feeling the effects of that. Play continues. Hiroshi flicked away again. First time we've really seen Kashima Antlers with bodies inside the Marinos penalty area in this second half. It was a bit of a whack to the ear from Artur. Here is the chance. Fernandes, good stop. And then as he's on the deck, just takes him a split second to get back up. Scored against Consadole Sapporo in the League Cup quarter-final, second leg. Only goal so far since coming to Japanese football. Still something that the referee is not quite happy with inside the penalty area, dealing with it now. Suzuki's got his captain's armband sorted. It's back utilised and dispensed with. Sekakawa, Ueda, Hiroshi. Wide right at the moment. Hunter has made the move, but it's gone back towards the halfway line. Knows it to control and to drive in. It's not the worst ball in to the edge of the area. Suzuki takes the deflection. Covered. Just a flag kick for their troubles. Look at the home support here getting behind their team. They still believe. 27 minutes remaining. Really need to. Eduardo's back on. Bandaged up. Ready for the fight. As Yuta Higuchi with the outswinger. Arta jumps and then volleyed back in. Suzuki. Arthur lays it off. Doi with the effort that was easily blocked. Spot ahead tennis inside their own penalty area from the Marinos players. This is Suzuki again, Arthur again, but even though he's in between keeper and defender, he couldn't keep it down from close range. Ichimori's going to take his time here, you suspect. I think he's got his own man rather than the opposition player. He's come to punch. Hasn't got the ball, hasn't got the player. Somehow has been injured, I think with a collision with his own centre half. What's the next move for Kevin Muscat here? Does he make a change potentially? Busy period for his side. Huge game coming up against Vissel Kobe next weekend. Could rank as a title decider. It would give Marinos the opportunity to push back into top spot as long as they hang on to victory here. Could be one and obviously two if they won that. And then with the League Cup thrown in as well, home and away legs in October, plus games in the Asian Champions League. It is a very busy end to the domestic season. Takuma Nishimura wants to come on. Change is not quite ready. Approaching the midpoint of the second half, Marinos lead by 2-1. As the player that's been given more license to get forward. Antehi. Sano. The pressure from Watanabe. Segakawa plays it forward. Well, free kick, but advantage really should have been played. Yamane, the perpetrator here. Well, Nishimura is going to come on. And we're going to see Ryo MEIJI as well. Nante and Jose Elber, the players to come off. Both had good second halves for Marinos, but fresh legs and all that. MEIJI's had injury issues. Well thought of in his time in England, but Arsenal didn't really get the breaks, only made one Premier League appearance for the London club, various loan spells, not just in England but on the continent as well, played for Bolton, Wigan, Feyenoord, Twente, and eventually made a name for himself at St. Pauli in Germany before coming back to Japan. He's had injury issues since coming back, scored a late winner against Kashiwa in the 4-3 home success. Goals in cup competitions since, including against Incheon in midweek in the 4-2 defeat. And still just 30. Nishamura, the other substitute, joining in. MEIJI trying Tries to thread it through for Jan Mateus. Cleared away. This is Artur. Suzuki gets back into an onside position. Likewise, Shomadoi. Suzuki. Artur wants it inside the penalty area. Doi, likewise, it's towards Shomadoi. It's cleared. But she can't get on the end of it, and a breakaway could be on here for Marinos if they can move the ball quickly, but unable to do that. Shamura. Infield for Nagato. Two more changes here for Antlers. Sugai and Nago are coming on. Shibasaki, Hirose, the players to come off. A midfielder who scored against Sagan back in May. And through the academy here, Sugai, player that was signed from Ventforet Kofu just a few months ago. Having had a productive year in the second tier. Anderson to take the touch, and still has it, does get the shot away, too many players back. MEIJI forces it back. Eduardo keeps Marinos in possession. Jan Mateus. MEIJI. Towards the far post, it wasn't the worst ball in, it was 2-on-1, but a good header away from Sekikawa. Watanabe. Yamane. Watanabe. Antlers win it back, 19 minutes remaining, they need something to start happening for them. Artur is quick here, but Ichimori just about gets there in front of the Marinos, of the Antlers substitute. Jan Mateus. Anderson, who's done a hat-trick, of course. Cleared away, only as far as MEIJI to go back in. Watanabe. Well, they're still going for a third, aren't they, Marinos, here? To their credit, there was plenty inside the penalty area as the ball came in. And continue to play front foot football. Jan Mateus, that's a little loose. Ueda. Got hold of that one a bit too much, I think. Sugai was chasing after it, but Katsuya Nagato will clear. Touch for Yamane. Now it's with Watanabe. Those two have been much better in the second half, the two midfield pivots. That's about along. Anderson, does he take a touch to get the pace off this? Just a little, maybe. And MEIJI! Should have been a third. Big chance for the substitute. Struck it well enough. Perfectly teed up by Anderson, who looked to be onside. I think he might just get a toe to this to take a little bit of the pace off it as he pulls it back. MEIJI with that left foot, always curling away from goal. chance again for Ryo MEIJI. Hit it first time, keeper was beaten. But always spinning away, always curling away from goal. Alterations potentially for Kevin Muscat here. MEIJI was out with a cruciate ligament rupture from July 22 to May 23, 297 days he missed. So this injury isn't serious. A few years ago he had a serious groin injury that kept him out for 9 months as well. He's been hit with injury throughout his career. He's done his cruciate 3 times. About a one to come off here, and Jan Matthäus is another. So it might be a slightly defensive move here from Kevin Muscat. That's about you can see being stretchered off. And now Jan Matthäus also leaving the field, so those are the changes with Mizanuma coming on. MEIJI does get the crossing towards Anderson, just a little too high. Players racing to get back into position here. Watanabe. Either the substitute trying to get a first touch as he moves to the far side. Does more often than not used as a substitute, but was named in the J-League's best 11 last season when Marinos won the title. Segikawa back for Hayakawa. Nago shields well. All through the centre if required. Suzuki on this inside, moving through the middle now. Sugai. 5 inside the box, it's towards Suzuki. The header down and the close range effort flashes over the bar from Arthur. He has to get this one on target, he has to score. Sugai with the delivery, 3 to Amat, nodding back across the face of goal. It might have kicked up a little, but you still expect someone to get that one on target. Fell to Arthur. And from what, 3 or 4 yards out, the scissor kick goes over the crossbar, a wild effort. Re-engage further up the pitch. Better spell for them. Some good chances, but not taken. 7 minutes plus added on time away from a rare away success. Their last win on their travels against Sanfrecce back in June. High line here. Answer is lurking. Ueda with a header. Doesn't have the power to really test it. Chimori should have scored with that opportunity he had very early on in the fixture that blazed over. Header from close range. Here come the visitors with the counter. Kida slows it down. Watanabe has it now. Nagato, MEIJI left-hand side, Anderson through the centre. Here is MEIJI. Nagato. Free kick. Changes apiece. The colours have been pretty much played by Daiki Iwamasi and Kevin Muscat. It's the hosts that are looking for a level and more potentially. 9 points behind Vissel Kobe, still with Vissel Kobe to play, but this feels as if any outside chance of a title shot might be extinguished here for Marinos. Been reignited in that massive game next week against Vissel Kobe. That's a good-looking ball. Arta might get there. Ichimori outside of his penalty area, reads it well. Flag was up anyway. Right call. Higuchi, the creator-in-chief, has gone off. We really haven't seen the best of him at all. To be replaced here with Blessing Aleke, who we've hardly seen since he joined from the Belgian side Beshot. Only played 4 times last season. Only scored once, that against Jibilo Awata, a 3-3 away draw. Only a second substitute appearance of the campaign for the former Luzerne and Olympia striker, a Nigerian that scored plenty of goals in Swiss football. He has to make some sort of impact here. It's asking an awful lot of him. MEIJI pulls it back. Back on the hosts, Anzai. Aleke waits, Arto waits. Attempt at driving the ball hard and low. He'll get another opportunity, Koki Anzai maybe. Chested down by Sugai. First time ball forward and he wants it back, and eventually he'll get it. Again, the cross is blocked, but he's fed it inside the area. Crucial touch from Carlos Eduardo. And now the breakaway potentially is on here. They want to move it quickly. Spread by Nishimura initially, and then wasted as MEIJI had just come in field a little. Ueda forward. Aleke gets a shove in the back, and the Nigerian wins a free kick, does he? And play continues. Suzuki, Aleke looked offside, flag is down for now, takes the shot on very early. I can only presume that he thought that the flag was going to go up. That was an awful attempt. He's had hamstring issues over the last 2 years that have kept him out of the matchday squad more often than not. Suzuki played Aleke in, it looked to be offside, but we've not seen it again. Just had chances since coming on. Cavalry has been called upon, but so far haven't delivered. Watanabe. Back on Marinos. Conditions have been tough all afternoon here. Watanabe beginning to tell and show on the players. MEIJI a little fresher than most. Nagato. Watanabe. Easily caught by Hayakawa, and then a little bit of afters after he collected. Was caught by his own player here. It's obviously not meant. It was, wasn't it? It's a bit awkward if you're not expecting it. Bit of friendly fire as downs to Moki Hayakawa. Not very awkward, and there's no doubt he'd stay down unless he was injured, given the game state. Just an awkward whack on the ankle. Didn't see his teammate. Concentrating on trying to catch. And this is where he was caught. Oh! Anzai trying to do his job and trap back and help his keeper, who's fouled him. Onaka coming on. Anderson, his work is done. 2 goals and title challenge back on track. Thanks to the top goal scorer, not just for Marinos this season, but also in the J-League joint top. 2 poacher strikes from a player that's having a really good campaign. Striker who scored in the Elite quarter-final against Consa Dori Sapporo, signed from Ivana Nagasaki for this season, having scored 15 goals in 49 for the lower league team. Arter to chase and try and keep it in play. Plenty of energy and effort to get there, but the ball spins away from him. He's had his chances since coming on. We'll look back at this game and wonder how they didn't get something on it, I reckon. Because since the second goal, Marinos have dropped as an attacking force. That one MEIJI chance they should have taken. Here he is again, Ryo MEIJI. Kira. Coming back from an offside position, doesn't want to touch the ball. Suzuki. Aleke. Suzuki again. Anzai. Sugai. Well, they're retaining possession well enough, but it's all inside their own half at the moment. They've got to be a bit more ambitious than this. They've got to be a little more forceful. It's a high line from Marinos. They're defending just inside their own half. Do you think the ball over the top could be on? There's not a great deal of pace with Aleke and Suzuki, but there is good runners either side. Sugai on the right flank we've seen get forward on a couple of occasions since coming on, but they're not really using that as a tactic at the moment. It's playing into Marinos' hands. We're into the 90th minute. We will get a good few minutes of added on time, I would have thought. We've had a number of substitutions. The odd stoppage, not injury, unfortunately. Shenandoah loses out. Sugai will play it back. That's going to be a free kick. Hayakawa to punt it long. That's got to be the way forward. Arta towards Aleke. Surely that long punt forward is on. Aleke's a giant of a striker. Arta's very good in the air. Suzuki likewise. Nago. Aleke. He's making the runs, but he's not finding it easy against a compact Marinos defence. Quite adept at keeping him out. And his teammates so far in this second half. 5 minutes of added on time. We've had 30 seconds of the 5. The home support still believe their title challenge could be over if they don't get 1-2, really. They need to win the game. Still Champions League spots up for grabs. They're out of both cup competitions, Emperor's Cup and the League Cup. That will not be their salvation this season. Suzuki. Away by Ichimori. Top two will qualify for the elite stage of the Asian Champions League. Third will go into a second group stage before the elite stage. Artur to control. Just takes him towards the byline rather than towards goal. This is Suzuki, and now Anzai. Good covering work from Mizanuma. Segakawa. And the pressure from Nishimura. The third, and that was just a point off. Arawa likewise, so it's going to be a real scramble for those Champions League positions. Spot though, is sensing if this stays as it is, it's going to be a straight fight between Vissel Kobe and Yokohama F Marinos, and Marinos here with a crucial win and can draw to within one. It's called towards Suzuki, he's going to get there, he hits the post! Ichimura had already dived, and I don't think Suzuki realised as he readjusted, almost halfway to the turf as he managed to get the shot away. Have a look at this. Is there a slip or a stumble? Does the keeper think the defender's going to get it? Has to stretch to get to it. It's a good opportunity, certainly. The best he could do, maybe. Here is Miyagichi, and this could settle it for Marinos. Oh, my word! Chances at both ends that should have been taken. Post struck by Suzuki, and an awful miss by Miyagichi at the other end. Two tired teams running on fumes at the moment. That's the first minute rather than the last. Suzuki probably scores. to the last minute of the added-on 5, and Jun Ichamori will take his time. He'd have put it away. Both of them. Oh, indeed. Hasn't stopped. The home support has been great this second half. The away fans have contributed, as they always do. Brilliant atmospheres across the J.League Stadium in 2023. Is there to be any late drama here? Here's MEIJI again, who's missed one big opportunity. But as the seconds tick away, that is that for Kashima Antlers. Opportunity to take anything from this fixture, you would imagine, and indeed for a late title charge. Marinos' season domestically in the league is going to be back on track here. We've had the 5 minutes of added on time now. It's the Marinos fans bouncing to our left, and it's Marinos that jumped to within a point of the league leaders with a huge win here. Anderson with 2 goals, Suzuki had 1, should have had another. Big, big win. Carlos Eduardo knows it. Chances missed at both ends in the second half. Marinos turned it on after the break, really, and showed the sort of form that we witnessed in the early stages of the season. They had to dig deep off the back of a Champions League defeat and some below-par performances in the J-League. But Namichi Ueda knows that Antlers' title challenge has disappeared here. For Marinos, though, it's very much back on, and they can go to the top of the table if they win that huge game against Vissel Kobe next weekend. It was imperative that they won today, and they have done just that. Full-time, Kashima Antlers 1, Yokohama F Marinos 2. Hard fought in tough conditions. Marinos get over the line. Big chance for this man right at the end to make it 2-2. Played so well. Goal was a little fortunate maybe, but he led the line. Captained the side, urged them on. But with the legs failing late on, an injury time leveller just out of his reach, with Ichamori wrong-footed. Didn't see the best of Ryuta Higuchi. 1 or 2 anonymous performances from his teammates as well. They started the game so well. They were really at it the opening 20 minutes. Really good press, and Marinos were really struggling. Like Kevin Muscat's side dug deep, as they have done for much of this campaign, to grab not just the leveller, but also a crucial second goal. Jan Mateus played his part, of course, in that second goal, his strike that was saved by Hayakawa. And then forced home from close range by Anderson Lopez. And it really does tee up that game next weekend between Yokohama F Marinos and Vissel Kobe, the top 2 going head-to-head. Match week 29 of 34 will not be done and dusted whatever happens next weekend. It will become a little clearer one way or the other. Let's hear from Anderson Lopez.
ただこの勝ち点3、大きなものを手にすることができました。まずこの勝ち点3、どのように受け止めていらっしゃいますか？
A gente sabia que ia ser jogo difícil aqui dentro, jogar contra o Kashima, mas sempre difícil. Mas viemos aqui para buscar os 3 pontos. Agora é uma vitória muito importante e agora o pensamento é totalmente no clube.
そうですね。鹿島のホームではやっぱりいつも厳しい試合を想定してます。今日も厳しい試合でした。ただ我々はアウェーでも勝つっていう強い意志を持って挑んで